My ex-classmate, unaware that I'm a chairman of a big company, scoffed at me, so I decided to fire. Let's reserve an upscale seafood restaurant today. Gavin sneered, his eyes glittering with a smugness that made my stomach churn. Poor folks like you could never afford this in their lifetime. My blood boiled. This was the final straw. Dale, the face of our new product line, Bryce FR, had been nothing but a nightmare since the advertising agency had pushed him on us. He didn't remember me from our elementary school days and treated me like a lowly gopher on set. His harassment had escalated, and I was running errands for him, fetching coffee, and even feeding his cats. I don't want someone like him promoting the product my employees work so hard to create, I thought, my fists clenching. I've reached my breaking point. You're fired, I said, my voice cold and firm. Dale's dirty secrets started coming out, one by one, and his handsome face, which had made him popular as a half-Asian talent, began to distort in my eyes. My name is Jackson, 46 years old. I'm the chairman of Luxure Innovations, a long-established company that manufactures and sells cosmetics and household detergents. People are usually surprised when they meet me because I became chairman at the young age of 45. When I took the role, the CEO's seat went to my younger brother, Jack. This decision was made by our grandfather, who founded the company. He got into this business because of my grandmother. She had sensitive skin and struggled with skin problems. He was a carpenter at the time, but he started making cosmetics for her by trial and error. It's amazing. The water quality at the base of the mountains where my grandparents bellowed was excellent, and many breweries and pharmaceutical companies were nearby. Grandpa negotiated to work on a company's repairs for free in exchange for using their old lab. The CEO of that company kindly agreed, so he worked on developing cosmetics while doing carpentry. He was good at chemistry during his school days. Oral lotion was born out of this background. Grandma was delighted that it was safe for sensitive skin. When they started mail-order sales, it gradually gained popularity, eventually becoming a hit thanks to word of mouth. Famous actresses were using it, and Luxure Innovations was born. Aura Lotion and the subsequent Aura Powder were huge hits. Now we reign at the top of the cosmetics industry. After that, my father, my grandparents' only child, became the CEO. He expanded our business to include household detergents, which further grew the business. The era when my grandpa was chairman and my father was CEO is called the Golden Age of Luxure. It's still a topic among veteran executives. Now, Jack and I are working tirelessly to surpass that golden age. We've decided to launch a men's cosmetics line. We've named it Bryce FR, which means fresh breeze in French, and now only the advertising remains. We want someone who embodies a fresh breeze to promote the products. However, the advertising agency recommends Gavin. I'm not so psyched about the choice. He appears in the entertainment industry as the grandson of a famous actor. Besides his background, he's half Japanese through his father. With his striking features and great physique, it's no wonder he's become popular. He's soon all over big screens and magazines, and he's become the most photographed by paparazzi. However, his fame has made him arrogant. He has multiple scandals and 2 divorces under his belt. Now he's in the spotlight again for his 3rd divorce drama. His publicist is working hard to restore his image, and his agent is trying to grab an Oscar-worthy role for him. My company is hesitant to hire him. Choosing him seems too risky. Why Gavin? Wouldn't it damage our brand image? When I ask, the agent defends him passionately. During his divorce, Dale defended his ex-wife, also an actress, like a true gentleman. The agent insists. Rumor has it that she mistreated him, even abusing his pets, but he kept praising her as a good wife, which boosted his reputation. Many claimed he was the victim because his ex focused solely on her career. His reputation will improve, and our product will definitely be a hit. I'm still troubled by the idea. When he married his ex, it was a scandal. People say she stole him away from his wife. The agent continues to play its hand, seeing the troubled look on my face. We recently used an up-and-coming young actor for our hair care product commercial, recommended by the same agency, which unexpectedly boosted sales. The agent says, they keep reminding me of this favor to make it hard to refuse. But deep down, I have doubts. I actually know Dale personally. He's my classmate from elementary school. He bellied with relatives while his parents were overseas. I remember he was outgoing and had a group of followers. In the end, we sealed the deal with Dale, and the shoot is scheduled for the next day. He wants to meet on the day of the shoot because his schedule is tight. I attend without revealing my true identity. I'm Ralph from Luxor, I say, extending my hand. Dale barely greets me and acts arrogantly. You can trust me with this, but you don't need to give me your products. I use Lovecom from France. It seems he doesn't remember me at all. It's been decades, so I can't blame him. Still, his arrogant tone irritates me. The photo shoot begins, and everything goes smoothly. During the break, Dale looks at me and says, "Hey, you there, get me some coffee." I'm taken aback. "Go get a cup of coffee from the pantry," he grins sarcastically. "No, I didn't say cappuccino, did I? I always take long black." "Oh, okay." I think to myself, he should have specified earlier, but I go back to get another. This time, I bring all kinds of bottled coffee to be prepared for whatever he might say. He looks at the assortment and says, I feel like having a macchiato now." He's clearly trying to mess with me. When he sees me carrying all the bottles, he turns his back. "You're boring. I don't want any." His attitude gets on my nerves, but I want to see how far he'll go. During the next break, he calls me again. "Hey, can you go to my house and feed my cats?" "Excuse me." I'm reluctant to accept such a request, but he insists in a commanding tone. "My cats are very high-end breeds. I have an Ashura worth 30 grand and a Savannah cat worth 20 grand. They're not the kind of cats someone like you usually gets to see. You should be grateful you get to go to my place." He throws me the keys. I drive to his mansion in the Hollywood Hills. It's a massive property, and he is there with his cats. The Ashura is named Riley, and the Savannah cat is named Bella. Come to think of it, I've heard that his ex-wife was accused of abusing the cats. That's said to be the cause of their divorce. I park my car in front of the entrance and climb a few steps. Let's just get it over with quickly, I think. But then, I encounter an unbelievable sight. When I open the door, the foyer is a complete mess. I'm amused, wondering how anyone can make it this messy. When he gave me the keys, he laughed, saying, "I just fired my cleaners. If anything bothers you, just clean it up for me." If I don't clean, he'll probably mock me, saying, "Didn't you notice the mess? Are you blind?" If I do clean, I'll be playing right into his hands. I'm furious. I also have another concern. If the place is this filthy, the cats might get sick. I walk through the cluttered hallway, filled with trash and takeaway boxes, to look for them. I feel I need to rescue them. The smell is awful, and bugs are flying around. It's beyond terrible. Even with a mask on, my eyes and nose won't stop running. "Calf, calf, where are you?" "Kitties." I search for the cats, coughing all the while. I see a shadow quickly dart across the back. It seems very skinny. Suddenly, the doorbell rings. Confused, I answer it to find a guy from the security company standing at the door. He glares at me. "Who are you? You're not the usual manager, are you? What are you doing here?" "I'm calling the police." I'm shocked and tell him that Dale has asked me to be here. The security guard doesn't seem convinced. I immediately call Dale and hear him laughing on the other end of the line. I called the security company to check up on my cats. Dale says, his voice dripping with sarcasm, "They're sensitive and get stressed when strangers are in the house. So get out. How much more is this guy going to mess with me?" I clench my fist. The security guard is threatening to call the police when I protest. He scoffs. "It's just a prank. Sad that you don't get it." Just as I'm about to retort, the call is cut off. I quickly explain the situation to the security guard and clear up the misunderstanding. Then I rush out of the mansion, realizing what a jerk Dale is. I seriously considered dropping him, but the worst is yet to come. On the morning of the second day of the shoot, I arrive at the site and immediately run into Dale. He has his back to me and is talking loudly. As I'm about to walk past, I overhear something outrageous. A staff from Pure Lux hurt my cats, he's saying to someone on the phone. I'm going to speak to the animal rights group. He's making up a funny story about me being the perpetrator. This from a man who leaves his cats in such a filthy home. I protest furiously, but he glares at me and says, "Because you entered my house." Riley stopped eating. My house now smells like a poor person. Riley is a $30,000 cat, you know, a bottom dweller like you can't possibly afford to replace him. I can't take it anymore. The shoot has just begun, but I'm done. Everyone, listen up. I announce, my voice firm. Dale is fired. Just as I'm about to announce that Dale is fired, the creative director, who has a sudden flash of inspiration, blurts out, "We should shoot at the beach." I'm flustered by it. It's a beautiful coastal location known for its great seafood. The crew is all excited now. Dale's eyes light up as he walks up to me and says mockingly, "Let's reserve an upscale seafood restaurant today. Poor folks like you could never afford this in their lifetime." I realize he'll never stop trying to one-up me. I shake my head and declare, "You're fired." "Huh?" He looks stunned, like a deer caught in headlights. "Do you remember me?" I ask, a cold smile playing on my lips. "I'm Jackson, from Street Joseph Elementary School." When I mention the school name, his face changes. "Ralph? Ralph? Well, I was popular and had a lot of friends, you know. I don't remember you," he says, sweating profusely. I can see the stains spreading under his armpits. His good looks are ruined, and I can't help but laugh inwardly. "Yeah, you're right, you were popular back then," I say, my voice laced with sarcasm. "But you came to my house many times. You used to say we had to stick together because we were both from rich families. You were the grandson of a famous actor, and my family status made it beneficial for you to hang out with me." He suddenly exclaims, "Wait, are you that rich kid with the huge house?" "Oh, right, let me think. Oh, I remember now, Ralph." I grin satisfyingly. Meanwhile, his confidence fades. "I'm glad you remember. You loved the teriyaki we served at my place," saying it was the first time you'd ever had it. He stammers, trying to pretend not to remember it. "Oh, really?" I ask, my voice dripping with amusement. "Did I say that? I traveled a lot and had French desserts all the time. I was sick of them, but must have said it to make you happy." I burst out laughing. "Come on, give me a break. Jeremy's suit is Italian, not French, and you had 3 servings and even took some home." Even the crew can't help but laugh when they hear this nostalgic story. I hear them whispering, "Seriously, the grandson of a famous actor, right? And how cheap." Dale turns red and stammers, I don't remember that." He can barely manage to cover up his embarrassment. I pull out my business card. "Now that you remember me, here's my card. This is my current job." His eyes widen as he looks at my title. "What? The chairman of Pure Lux?" "That's right," I reply, my grin widening. "I was the one who got you this job. The agency recommended you strongly, plus we're old classmates. I was looking forward to seeing you, but you didn't remember me and mistook me for a fetcher or something. Sorry, I wasn't exactly who you thought I was." I declare my sarcasm with a flourish. He looks completely floored, stumbling over his words. "Oh, no, I didn't know. I said a lot of terrible things to someone so important. I'm screwed, ain't I? But man, Ralph, I mean, Mr. Myers, we were great friends in elementary school, right? Please let's forget everything I said." He desperately tries to undo the damage. "Don't be mad. Please don't fire me. I'm begging you." Even as he begs, my decision doesn't waver. "No, there's no way I can do that." I coldly brush him off. Then I pull out my phone. "About your cats, leaving them in that filthy house could be considered neglect. I took photos while I was there. I've already contacted an animal welfare organization and tabloids. I never thought you'd try to make me the bad guy," I say, twisting the knife with my words. He looks desperate as I show him my phone. This is the reply from the organization. Get ready. The impact of sending the photos to the most aggressive animal rights group is immediate. Seeing their furious statement, he trembles. Oh no, this is bad. What have you done? The tabloid works fast too. I hope the cats find a better home and belly happily ever after. You're not fit to be a pet owner. The sensational headline from the infamous tabloid is already online. Amidst the third divorce, Gavin abandons exotic cats, animal abuse. He collapses on the spot. His eyes go vacant as if he might pass out. Those cats were a gift from the CEO of my agency, he says, his voice a mere whisper. If this gets out, I'm done for. His face turns white as a ghost, and he begins to shake. Then he actually faints. The set turns into chaos. When he regains consciousness, he's more composed, to my surprise. He begins to argue back. Stop the slander. I love Riley and Bella so much. Animals need a heartfelt connection. If I didn't love them, they wouldn't love me back. He suddenly starts this emotional performance. I'm amazed, wondering if he has some trick up his sleeve, but it turns out to be nothing. Slander? You mean like falsely accusing me of hurting your cats? I ask, my voice laced with icy disdain. I didn't spread any rumors. I just called the CEO of my agency. He tries to flash his charming smile, but it has no effect on me. He starts getting irritated. I'm the grandson of Steve Wayne Garten, an Academy Award-winning actor. I'm on a different level from people at a small company like yours. Do you get that? Just being able to talk to me is a big deal. Everyone worships my grandfather. He pauses, looking at me challengingly. We're a family of entertainers. Artists, you know. Your family just sells stuff. My mom was a model and actress too. She could have won an Academy Award for Best Actress but chose to marry my Japanese father. So, let's stop pretending we're equals. I could sue you. He's always been a braggart, and clearly, that hasn't changed. I shrug, exasperated. Go ahead, sue me. But it looks like you're already being sued, you know. His eyes widen in disbelief. What are you talking about? By whom? I'm sure it's some nobody. He snorts furiously. My PR team will cover it up easily. But he flinches at his manager's panicked shout from behind him. Geez, keep it down. The manager, pale and agitated, mouths wordlessly and points frantically at his phone. Dale snatches it roughly from him. What's the big deal? The screen shows a belly stream news broadcast. The guest is none other than Dale's ex-wife, Alexis. The title reads, Ex-Wife's Furious Expose. What the heck is this? Dale screams, trying to drown out Alexis's voice. He's desperate to distract our attention, but the crew shouts back, Be quiet. I was deceived by Dale. Alexis says, her voice filled with a mixture of sadness and anger. I'm actually the victim. Dale screams, trying to drown out Alexis's voice. He's desperate to distract our attention, but the crew shouts back, Be quiet. I was deceived by Dale. Alexis says, her voice filled with a mixture of sadness and anger. I'm actually the victim. People say I stole him, but it's a lie. He pursued me and promised to leave his wife and children. I opposed it many times, but I endured being labeled as the other woman because he begged me to. He said, Help me or my image will suffer. The crew on set is in an uproar. Comments flood in, causing chaos in the chat. He's a pathological liar. Alexis continues, My increased workload after marriage was due to my efforts, but he got jealous and painted me as a lazy wife. Before marriage, he promised I could prioritize work over family life. He betrayed me. The crew on set is in an uproar. Comments flood in, causing chaos in the chat. Dale is irresponsible with both money and women. Alexis says, her voice unwavering. I'm glad we divorced, even though he blamed me. Her pained, clear blue eyes reflect her hardships, evoking deep sympathy from everyone watching. What I still can't forgive is he spread rumors that I mistreated his cats, just because they liked me. She starts sobbing. Don't believe the lies, Dale screams out, but he gets sharp, hateful looks from everyone. I never mistreated or hated the cats. Alexis says, her voice regaining its strength. He bellowed in a filthy house. He was the one causing them distress. Actually, a tabloid exposed his hoarder house today, so I felt it was safe to tell the truth. She shows a small smile, which lightens the mood. I nod repeatedly, feeling vindicated. I'm glad I reported it, she says, debeling the final blow to Dale's reputation. He's truly disgusting. At home, he'd act like a baby, saying, "Put me in a diaper," and calling himself Baby Dale. It made me sick. With a look of genuine disgust, Alexis ensures that Dale's female fans vanish instantly. So I'm suing him for defamation. There's more, but my lawyer will handle it. The set falls silent, and all eyes turn coldly toward Dale. Ha ha! He stands still, looking like he's going to faint again. Despite the humiliation, he doesn't flee. Alexis must have a pathological lying problem. No one believes him anymore. This is the end of his career in entertainment. Yet he remains defiant. You all don't get it. Artists have chaotic personal bellies. It's in my blood from my grandpa. Womanizer, heavy drinker, big spender. It's just part of being a genius. You'll never understand, belaying in your small, poor bellies. He continues to look down on us. I shake my head in exasperation. Enough already. Someone whispers, "Baby Dale," and everyone bursts into laughter. Dale's face turns red with anger. Who said that? Come out. Don't mess with me. I'll sue for defamation. I've reached my limit now. I wasn't going to say it, but I have no choice now. I spill the truth. A family of entertainers, artists. Your real name is Nikolai Aldridge, isn't it? You were born in the countryside of Russia and adopted as a baby. You're not even half Japanese. You're just mixed with some Siberian ethnic group. And your grandfather wasn't who you proclaimed him to be. Not an actor, but a junk dealer. You really fooled us. Well, you don't even know who your true grandfather or mother is. Everyone is silent at my revelation. It's well known that Dale is unreliable, but to find out his entire background is a lie. Stop it. Don't listen to him. That's a lie. Who told you such nonsense? He's clearly not himself anymore. Dale says, visibly shaken. You've been acting so bad that I decided to investigate before dropping you from the commercial. I say, my voice cold and steady. Everything I found out was completely different from what you said. I had it all checked. You exposed me? So, you admit all the lies, huh? I ask, my voice laced with a hint of satisfaction. He clamps his hand over his mouth. Then he lets out a scream of defeat, collapsing to the floor. His identity fraud shocks everyone. The studio erupts with chatter. Really? He's Russian. Don't let this get out. I'll take a break, then come back bigger and better. My agent and publicist will make it happen. Dale tries to calm everyone down, but it's too late. The news spreads like wildfire. Dale's phone rings immediately. It's the CEO of his agency, who has always doted on him. Oh, my God, please believe me. I leave the scene amidst the sound of a pitiful voice echoing behind me. I steel myself and make a call to a certain place. I want to adopt Gavin's cats. I'll sign the pledge to take good care of them. Gavin is dropped from his agency and sued for massive damages by the CEO. On top of that, a highly aggressive animal rights group has targeted him, and he's completely blacklisted from the entertainment world. He has become a laughingstock online, nicknamed Cooper. Meanwhile, Alexis is praised for her acting skills and landed a role in a big-budget movie directed by one of the most acclaimed directors. My company is also considering suing Dale for damages over the commercial issue. Personally, I still can't let go of being accused of harming the cats. I plan to demand a public apology regarding the compensation. The CEO of Dale's agency will likely pin everything on him. His debt will skyrocket. Alexis had mentioned she already hired a lawyer during the interview. It's all his own doing, but I wonder how much he can actually pay. The CEO has said she'll send him to Alaska and make him work on a salmon fishing boat if he can't pay it up. I'd love to hear about that if it happens. My advertising agency apologized profusely and brought in a new talent, a fresh, young actor perfect for Bryce Fr. Thanks to him, the new product is a record hit. I've gotten praise from my grandfather and father, and declared to them, we brothers will continue our success and surpass your golden era. Lastly, I've finally gotten the certification to adopt the cats and rescued them from Dale's house. I'm raising these beautiful cats as part of my family. You guys will never have to belly in such a filthy place again, I say gently to them. The two affectionate cats purr and rub against my legs, full of life once more.